How you doing, Rachel?
Okay.
All right, girl, we are missing Dana as she's not feeling very well. She's under the weather. But y'all, welcome to Pause Please, where we're talking all things midlife, menopause, and the mundane.
I got a doozy of a question for you. Yesterday, you and I kind of had our own little events going on. What is it or how is it, could we, and I think we can, do things without a man in our life?
Okay, so let's back up here a little bit and tell our listeners. Yesterday, I had a little bit of a predicament, and this is something that typically my husband takes care of. The reason why I had reached out to Rachel was because my husband was out of town. So I had a problem with the mechanics of one of our cars. The window would not roll back up. And so I reached out to Rachel and her husband to get some help. They were able to fix the problem, and I was
No,
so
hold on,
pleased.
let me interject. Not they,
Yes.
he.
Okay. He. So I knew what the problem was and how to fix it, after my husband had instructed me. But yes, I turned to another friend who happened to be a man to help me fix this problem. It's funny, Rachel, because I was thinking the same thing. As women, we can do hard things.
hmm
And I was going to ask you the same thing, question similar to this. What are traditionally things that our husbands or our male counterparts do that we don't usually do, but we can? There are certainly women who are more mechanically inclined than you or I, perhaps. My husband and I will watch a lot of auto shows, and there are a lot of really talented women who can work on cars, can work on homes. I just don't happen to be one of them.
Do you know how to change a tire?
I do. I
Do
do know how to change a
you?
tire. Yes.
Kudos. I know
Yes.
where my tire is and I know where the little tool thingy is, but that's about the extent of it. Now, my daddy did tell me how to do it once, but do you
hmm
think I paid attention growing up? No.
Okay, so I have never changed a tire on my own, but I know the steps to do it. I know where all the tools are. And there was a moment when I was driving on my own and pulled over, and I was attempting to get all the things ready to change a tire, and somebody came over and helped me.
That would be my hopefully situation, but yes. And
Right.
now you have what? AAA, anything that's associated to your insurance card. They usually offer roadside service. Would I ever be stranded somewhere in the middle of nowhere, like in a wooded area, and have to do this on my own? Why would I be outside in a wooded area?
Well, see, that's when I would call for service because I don't want to be out there by myself.
I remember meeting my mother-in-law for the first time and how independent she was.
hmm
She instilled upon her kids. My sister-in-law, maybe not so much, but my husband actually kind of learned some things from her like that. How to change the oil, how to change the brakes. And these are things that she
hmm
was taught as well. And I'm sure
Sure.
my father-in-law taught my husband as well. But these are things that I also wanted to instill upon my child, especially the boy,
hmm
who probably does not know how to do what I call mostly male dominant things.
Listeners, late last night, I went back to Rachel's house after she and her husband had helped me fix the car. It was dark, but I could smell fresh cut lawn. So Rachel's husband had greeted me at the door. Rachel was unavailable at the moment, and I had told him, I said, "Hey, lawn looks pretty good and it smells great." And he had said that Rachel cut the grass. And mind you, Rachel, you do not have a small lawn.
No.
And I was so proud of you. And I thought, see, we girls got some gusto and we can do things.
Yes. The lawn care actually started shortly after the youngest went off to school because he was the one who was relied upon to help out. One day I got to looking and I'm like, oh, it needs to be cut. I'll
Right.
get around to it. I'll get around to it. I'm like, you know what? I can do this. Granted, the first time or two, maybe even three times, I did go through a bunch of gas apparently because I was just nilly-willy taking my time. Now, granted, also our lawn it's a corner lot and it's about acre and a half maybe.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't realize how long it had actually taken the boys to do it. See them out there huffing and puffing and sweating, and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's not that much grass. Well, when I got out there myself, I'm like, holy crap, that's a lot of grass.
It's a lot of lawn.
But I also was unaware because we don't have a riding mower. Ours is push, that
Mm-hmm.
there is a lever on there. If you squeeze the little handle, it'll actually go a lot faster. And so the first couple of times I was actually out there not pushing that lever and actually pushing the mower.
Sure.
And of course, it doubled my time. It doubled the gas because it was taking me a lot longer. Had I known the little front lever actually spins the tires and it makes it go faster, like, oh, that would have been good information to know.
Yep.
Think that was like, how they call petty give back or whatever. He probably did it because I was fussing about getting the darn thing done when I decided just to do it myself. He's like, huh, I'll teach you. So, but after a while, he finally came out and he goes, hey, if you squeeze that bottom lever, it actually goes a lot faster. Like, thanks,
Right.
dear. Half of the lawn's already done, but
You,
find it kind of relaxing a bit just because
sure.
if you need to blow off some steam, I'm gonna go
Mm-hmm.
take it out on the lawn. But it's also really good exercise.
Well, I applaud you because, like I said, it's a big lawn, and you were probably waiting until later in the day because it was quite humid yesterday.
Yes.
But you did it, and I was so proud of you. I mean, I wasn't even thinking, oh, I'm proud of Rachel because she's a girl. No, I just figured, wow, it's a big job. Kudos to you, girl, for doing it.
So my next task I've told him is I want to learn how to weed eat. I've gotten the head shake at that because I think I've done it once before and it's kind of top heavy, right?
Right,
I
right.
always say made a girl version of this thing, but it does take a little bit of hand-eye coordination, which I'll admittedly say I don't have that great, but I think you got to load the wire
The
into the
line, right.
whatever, and I don't know. We'll see how that goes. I'm hoping a
Oh,
girl version will come out. So listeners out there, if you've got a girl version that's a lot smaller and lighter than the one I've got, please let me know. But
I'm sure that there are. And in fact, there are ones I think with a wheel on it so you could glide it up
oh,
against the
even
edge.
better. Yes.
So look into that. So I'm not going to say the girl version, but I'm just going to say different version because you got it. I believe in you. I do. Brian and I, one of our first homes needed a lot of help. It was it was a fixer-upper. We did the work ourselves, and so we got our hands dirty and we did it, and it's so satisfying.
I want a little bit of experience just to try it. Will I know what I'm doing? Heck no.
Hmm.
But I think I would actually enjoy putting a sledgehammer through the wall, seeing that
Yeah.
hole and what's behind there. Now, my father-in-law that did some remodeling back in the day, and one year we asked them to redo our bathroom while we were away on vacation.
Hmm.
We'd gotten a new tub kit or something, and he's like, I'm glad you weren't here because there were things behind that wall you probably wouldn't want to see. I'm like, ew. He's
Uh-huh.
right. I mean, those are things I probably don't want to know what's in the wall or itself. I got inspired from, all of the home makeovers. I'm like, I want to try it, just see what. And then the Home Depot commercial where the wife is in the bathroom trying to put like the toilet pieces together, and she's like,
Right.
honey, I did it. I'm like, I want to do
You
that.
can. Girl, you can do it.
Oh gosh, what was it? Learning the different tools. Like, okay, so you were bringing over these tools yesterday, and I was like, I remember being taught, like, here's a socket wrench, here's a wrench, here are your
Yeah.
pliers. I don't know if I've actually told my kids any of those things. So I was like,
Uh-huh.
but those are things that I learned from my dad, also from my husband. But, those are to me things that probably we should just know even as basics. These are all things I think that are kind of skills-based knowledge that maybe our
Hmm.
kids don't know today. So I'm going through, this catalog of things that's in my head, and I'm like, so I'm constantly preaching this at work. Our generation is kind of the one in the middle right now. So you've got our boomers who are about to retire or actually in that phase of doing it right now. And they've got so much knowledge in their heads, right? It's ingrained in there. This is how they grew up. This is what they were
Hmm.
taught and learned. And then you've got your younger generation coming in. They were kind of learning skills based things, but I want to know some of that stuff and also be able to pass it down. But I don't know if we'll ever know as much as our boomers just because they were hands on. They didn't have computers, they didn't grow up
Hmm.
that way. We kind of came in the middle and computer age started coming in like maybe in our teens definitely aren't, I know college years. I still think skills-based knowledge is very essential in order to move forward in life and society.
Yes.
Um, you have to know some basic carpentry, wood making, construction building skill set, or stuff like that is just going to die. I love it when I hear the younger generation coming up and trying to be welders. I
Mm-hmm.
couldn't tell you someone that I know that is a welder. I have family who is, but it's kind of odd because she is younger and it's a girl, right? And so
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, wow. But stuff like that, it's a dying thing, but I think it's starting to spark itself back into life just because we don't see it as often. I can remember going to a craft fair and seeing quilt and wood tools and things just made by hand,
Mm-hmm.
and just don't see that now. I'm trying to teach myself how to get back into sewing because other things that my grandmother did, my mom did, my daughter can do it. And so I'm just like,
Sure.
what happened to me? So just, I think as we have this time now to help fill some of this gap time between, us becoming grandparents, right? These are things that I would want to pass down, but
Mm-hmm.
I got to learn it myself. I don't know if anybody's going to be out there. What is it? Windling wood, where you're just kind of sawing or.
Oh, right, whittling wood. Sure. Well, you're right, because we live in a pretty fast tech savvy world right now, and there's a lot of talk about AI. There are still people in skilled trade, electricians and welders, construction people in construction who are very much needed. I think we are finding a better balance. Actually, I don't know. I'm hoping that we get a better balance of people who are skilled in those trades because I think that we really do need that in our life. It's so easy nowadays. If we get a flat tire, if there's something wrong with a car and it won't start, then we call for auto service to come and help us
Mhm.
because it's just easier, it's faster. I remember growing up, my dad was handy around the house, but the things that he didn't know how to take care of, he would find an expert to do it because he was willing to pay a little extra money for somebody else to do it and to do it right. My husband's nephew is an electrician. I've got an older cousin, probably about my age, who is a welder. And the other day, one of my coworkers and I were touring this building and it had furniture from the 1800s. And it was really
Wow.
intricate, a lot of hand carved things. There was a table that was hand painted. And we were just talking about that. Like, people don't make furniture like this anymore. I'm digressing a little bit. But yes, there are a lot of things that are typically done by our male counterparts that we don't necessarily take on. But I'm open to learning. You know, when Brian and I have a project, I want to get my hands dirty too. I mean, he certainly knows a lot more than I do. For the most part, willing to share with me how to do it when his
Okay,
patience
so
isn't running thin.
you two actually restore furniture, which I find very fascinating. So
Hmm.
who takes on more of that? Is it more him than you, or is it equal equal?
No, he does a lot of the heavy lifting because, okay, so we refinish furniture, and if there is some restoration involved, then he gets his hands dirty. I can tackle all the other stuff, sanding and repainting and all of that good stuff, but he does a lot of the construction on the furniture. So, for instance, if it needs new legs, he'll do that. So I wouldn't say that it's necessarily an equal partnership because he does quite a bit of it. But I'm learning from what he does for
I
sure.
love that. Yeah. So taking down a lot of trees and stumps and everything in the backyard. And I've looked at some of the wood coming down. He's cut it so far down. I'm like, you know what? And I'm envisioning, right? I was like, if you could make that into a 4x4 block for me. He's like, huh? I was like, I need you to strip the bark and make it into a square or a rectangle so that I can actually utilize that for a craft project. I will do the sanding and staining,
Ah, yeah,
but I need you to saw off those pieces.
sure.
And he's looking at me still. And I'm like, and I'm almost to the point where I'm like, can I get myself a chainsaw and just do it?
Yes. Just do it. Wear protective gear. Be safe.
I don't
You
even
do
know
it.
how to start the chainsaw.
I'll be right over.
Okay. Got these stumps, and I'm just like, I want the wood in the middle. How do we get the wood in the middle?
Yep.
But I've seen crafts like that. And I was like, I could do so many little crafts with little blocks of wood.
I love that you're so excited about it and not thrown off by it, not deterred by the project. Yeah, you
Well,
take that
we'll
on.
see. We'll see how it comes out. So I'll have to send you some befores and afters if I ever get the after. I'm very determined because again, it's sitting there and it's like, when are we gonna get to it?
Hmm. It's
Cutting
tough.
cutting down the branches. I don't even wait anymore now. So he showed me the tool. I went to town last weekend actually, and I was just cutting, cutting, cutting. And if it was like at my, and I'm short, right? So if it's at my
Hmm.
eyesight, that sucker was coming down. And I said, I came back in and I said, well, I don't know if I trimmed it right, but guess what? That branch is no longer in my eyesight. And he just looked at
Hmm.
me like, okay. I was like,
Yep, there you go.
I said, I've done a lot of the yard work here lately, and I think it's just
Yeah.
because I've been impatient and I don't want to wait anymore. So
Hmm.
I'm like, why wait? I can do this, right? And if something's too heavy, he'll come out and help, of course. To me, it is a little relaxing just not to have to think about anything. All I'm focused on at the time is my little project that's in front of me, whether it be the trees, the grass. I want to get some planning done. This is a really good topic for discussion. What are some of the other things that we
I
can?
I think so. But you know what? For the most part, it's important for us to realize that we are stronger than we think. If I could learn a new skill, I'm totally open to that. Whatever maybe traditionally what a man would do, I think we can do just as well.
So I'll let you know how my tree trimming business comes.
Yeah, you better. I
The
do want
craft
pictures.
afterwards. The
Yes,
craft
I do want
afterwards. Yes.
pictures. Okay, listeners, well, you share with us, please. What are some of these things that you can take on, or something that you totally are hands off and don't want anything to do with? You just leave that to other people to take care of.
Hmm. Well, until next time, pause please.